Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new in-shop or kind of Black Friday video because we're going to review the T26E5, which is available if we check around 5k gold, which is a pretty good price because it's 60% off. But even if the tank is 60% off, is it worth spending your money on when you have an Object 252 in the shop as well? No. Let's be honest, no. But this tank has some good characteristics that makes it worth the money, or at least in my opinion, even if I think that most of the YouTubers will tell you that it's just a copy-paste of the T26E4, which in some cases that's true, but not all the time. So let's see in detail what we can expect from this tank, starting with the gun. The first thing to notice is that the gun is a really nice one. You have a good gun dispersion of 0.31, you also have a great DPM of nearly 2.5k damage for a total reload of 5.8 seconds. It allows you to be quite versatile on the battlefield when it comes to dealing damage because you will do enough damage for you to be effective, 240, therefore you can scare your opponents, but you also have that reload time that allows you to track people, to really play it in a good support role, you know, which makes this gun one of the greatest, in my opinion, at tier 8. If we combine that with the fact that you have you have 10 degrees of gun depression, it makes you quite versatile on hilly terrains, and that's something we all need, especially considering that most of the map are composed of mountains. Now, for the rest of the tank, the main controversy about it is probably its armor profile. We're going to talk about it later. We're first going to talk about the overall mobility. This tank mobility is quite similar to the one you have on the T26E4. Maybe it's a little bit more versatile when it comes to the mobility, but I'm not really sure. I should play both the tanks to compare, but to be general, this tank has the same mobility as in T26E5. It has the heavy status, but you still have better mobility than tanks like the Object 252U. You will go around 40-45 kilometers per hour, something like that, which is a really good thing, but you need to properly equip it, of course. For the turn rate, it sucks a bit, 34 degrees per second on the hull and nearly 30 degrees per second on the turret. You're gonna get circled, and when you are, if it's a light tank, good luck. If it's a medium tank, you can still try to outperform him, but not in every single situations. Let's talk now about how I'm equipping my tank. First thing first, I go for the gun rammer because my penetration is quite enough with 221 base penetration. After, I go for the enhanced gun lane drive to reduce my aim speed that I combine with the vertical stabilizer for me to be able to aim accurately. You could go also for the refined gun if you are more into a static playstyle, like if you are on the hill or something and you're waiting for your full focus to shoot. Yes, you go for the refined gun, but most of the time I find myself more comfortable using the vertical stabilizer. After, for the vitality, I go for the defense system because I'm not going to ram anybody. The improved assembly because the only part of the armor where you are really armored, you don't need the enhanced armor because regardless, people are going to bounce. And finally, the toolbox because enhanced tracks is useless. In the specialization, I go for the improved optics because I'm not a tank destroyer. I don't need to camp. Engine accelerator because I want to improve a little bit my top speed. And finally, and consumable because as I have a fast reload, when I use this equipment, it allows me to use the adrenaline for a longer period of time, which makes my gun even more effective when I need to push or defend myself. Concerning the armor profile, that's where the tank is becoming really interesting, or at least in my opinion. As you can see, if you take a look at the tank right now, there are no red parts, so you might think the only way for you to bounce is actually getting shot in the gun mantlet, which is nearly impenetrable for everything, even for things that have more than 280 millimeters of penetration. But your armor on the turret is actually really, really nice. Of course, you need to be careful about tanks like RHM or ISU-152 sneaking some gold shells on your side, but overall you will bounce. Just make sure to try to hide your cupola a little bit, which is gonna make you bounce shells more because your cupola is a weak spot. For the rest of the tank, as you can see, you are quite armored, but the problem is this tank Most of the people will tell you this tank has no armor here simply because they don't really know how to angle that tank. That tank is not meant to stay in front of someone like this. Of course, you're going to get penetrated because most of the tier 8 have above 215 millimeters of penetration, or even more than 76 millimeters of armor. No, where this tank becomes good is when you use your 10 degrees of gun depression, because here, as you can see, you are starting to hide your cupola, but you also angle that big frontal hull to up to 270 millimeters of effective armor. That's how you want to play your T26E5. Always be in hull down. If you do not master the hull down, this tank is definitely not made for you. So always try to find the biggest hill you can and work from it by showing either only your turret or just the bottom of your tank like that for you to be able to bounce the maximum possible shells. Concerning the game itself, we have the pleasure of playing top tier. And when you're top tier with this tank, there are quite a lot of things you can do. The main one being, of course, hull down. That's the playstyle of the tank, as I told you during the armor preview. You really need to be hull down all the time with this tank. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We are going to combine two things. I like to play this tank aggressively because, honestly, your gun allows you to handle quite a lot of situations. So I decided to push myself forward near the middle and near the cap circle, because from here you're going to be able to spot one or two tanks if they are here. Of course, there I got spotted, so as soon as I'm spotted, I'm going back, sneaking a shot on the T69, going back the fastest way possible, because you never know, maybe they have the RHM or the Cheeto waiting for me on the other side of the map. I don't know. I don't want to lose all my HPs at the start of the battle within the first minute, but it seems like there is nobody, so I tried to play a little bit aggressively there. Here we go, we proxy spot that Cheeto SPG. We are going to try to sneak a shot because the guy doesn't seem to care about us, and oh, there is the RHM, but luckily for us, he did not manage to penetrate. As you can see, I'm trying to stay in hull down all the time, because as soon as you're not, the T69 with the stock gun based on the alpha damage still managed to penetrate. Your tank is butter everywhere but your gun mantlet and your frontal top hull armor if you angle it correctly. Here we go, you're gonna see the amazing DPM you get and also the armor profile. As you can see, against low tier tanks you can side scrape. As long as you don't over angle your tank, it should work perfectly. We go for some sneaky shots on the Bulldog that seems not to really care about us, but unfortunately for me, I'm no longer hiding my lower plate, which allowed him to penetrate. As I told you, the lower plate on this tank is the thing you are fearing the most. Now, it seems like the team decided to go on the other side, but unfortunately, and I realized my mistake right now, I thought the RHM would go back with his team instead of waiting for me, which made me take a huge shot. And you're gonna see that in the future of this game, it's gonna make us in trouble quite a lot, not having all our HP. Here we just go on the T69, we face a game. Really important thing to do with this tank. Really remind yourself that if you want them to bounce you, or at least to increase your chances of bouncing a tank when you can't be in hull down, try to face hug. Therefore, if you face hug, they will have the choice between shooting either the frontal top hull armor, which is probably in most of the case impenetrable if the guy is not using gold shell, or your cupola, which you can hide by increasing the elevation on your tank, because it's going to block with the gun mantlet the view from the cupola. That's the two things to do, either hull down or face hug, but never expose the lower part of your hull if you are not forced to. Now it seems like we have to go back because I feel like they're gonna push the E25, you know? So I decided to go around. I'm telling guys, yeah, okay, I'm gonna check after guys. I don't know, I don't remember why I said that. Never mind, we don't care. We don't care, and then we are gonna try to focus on whatever is coming. I'm putting myself in an hull down position, but I don't feel comfortable because of the RHM. I'm still a one-shot for the RHM, even if he uses gold shell, if he has a high alpha damage, we never know what can happen. So I decided to instead try to circle, but unfortunately for me, the Emil had the same idea. He took a shot, I'm gonna try to land my shot as well in his tracks, maybe trying to track him. I did not manage to track him, I'm trying to get the guy. He sneaks a shot that bounced, and unfortunately, his reverse speed allowed him to escape. But even if he escaped, he died in the process, so it's not a problem. We have to deal with a Cheeto, a full HP RHM, and the Tiger P that I know nothing about. Here we go for the Shito, switching to Gold Shell because I have 270 millimeters of penetration, which is quite a lot for a tier 8, something I forgot to mention in the preview part of the video, but your penetration with Gold Shell is quite amazing. Just remember, you have heat shells, and when you have heat shells, you don't want to shoot on objects or on spaced armor because your shells will not land. That's how heat shell are working. Alright, it seems like the RHM and the Shito are on the other side of the map, so I'm thinking, okay, Pantoufleee, you have to push that Tiger. If you manage to face a game or something, you are probably going to be able to do something. I go in, and fortunately the Shito tries something. Luckily for me, one of the luckiest shots in my life, I managed to land the shot and kill the Shito. I have to push now, but I'm a one shot for the Tiger P. There we go. I'm using the wreck of my T29 to sneak some shots. I'm trying to track him down for him not to be able to push. We go for the first shot. We switch to Adrenaline. We land the second shot. Is he gonna make it? We have to face a game if he tries to push us. We face a game to avoid getting penetrated. Here we go. Let's sneak a shot, boy. Come on. We sneak the shot. Unfortunately, we bounce, and the guy killed us, resulting in a nearly 4k damage game, but unfortunately, we lost. That's pretty much how you want to play your T26E5. A little bit of a heartbreak here, but hey, you can't win all the games all the time. This video is now over. If you enjoyed, feel free to subscribe, like, and share. And I hope that through this review, you will know if this tank fits your playstyle for you to be able to buy it to the Black Friday event. Au revoir.